This is totally impressive. 470 pound-feet of torque. 470 pound-feet of torque. Well, that's because it's a fire hazard. We'll talk about recalls in a minute. Let's not talk about recalls. I don't care about that. I have owned a lot of Jeeps in my life. This Jeep impressed me more than any Jeep I've ever been in, including the Jeep 392. Same amount of torque as a Jeep 392. It's only about a half of a second slower to 60 and only about a second slower through the quarter mile than the 392. You know, the 392, the big, the manly Jeep instead of the tree-hugging Jeep. Well, it is becoming more and more obvious every single day here in the year of our Lord 2025. Why are we buying V8s anymore? Why did I last year pay an extra 10 grand extra instead of buying the V6 to get a V8? Well, it's simple, Casey. You need that power. It's all about power. That's why you bought a V8. Reliability, too. Reliability. Well, I'll give you the reliability. I'm totally there with you on the reliability. But see, my argument to that is if you only keep a car for 1 or 2, maybe 3 years, what do you care about reliability? Because it's going to be under warranty the majority of the time you own it. Anyway, the 4XE. So we got a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo. Of course it's a 2-liter because everybody in the world rocks a 4-cylinder. 2-liter 4-cylinder, excuse me. 8-speed automatic transmission, 2 electric motors. I just couldn't get over the power. Now, as far as everything else goes, it's a Jeep. It's a hardtop Jeep. We've seen one, seen a lot of them actually. So there's nothing really special about that. Now, recalls. I don't know if there's an open recall on it right now. I would put money on the fact that there probably is an open recall. Okay, but enough of that. I'm not going to make fun of it. We'll talk about that later. Powertrains offered in the Jeep Wrangler nowadays. You can do the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, the same one this one is, without the hybrid, just a straight up 2-liter, or you can do the 3.6 Pentastar V6. I guess that's more the tried and true engine. Some folks love that. Everybody's had to have heard of that engine by now. It's in every single Mopar, Stellantis, Chrysler product for the last 20 freaking years. 3 different top options. This is a hard top. You can do a soft top, or you can do the sky roof. I will put a little video in there of a sky roof, but it really is just a one-touch sunroof. Anybody remember the Jeep Liberty from back in the day? That's all we'll say about that. Okay, a few things that I do want to point out, and you can tell that Jeep has been in the game for a very, very long time. One of my favorite things that Jeep does, Ford, you need to do this, okay? The mirrors mounted on the cowl panel on the Bronco, spectacular, fantastic. However, go ahead and do this. So when you take your doors off, see, on Jeeps, this is why you buy a Jeep, because if you're not ever going to take the doors and stuff off, get a regular SUV. You'll get better gas mileage. You get a lot more comfort. If you're never going to do the outdoorsy thing, this ain't the car for you. But if you decide to take your doors off, see, you just have to remove 2 little nuts. 1 nut right there and 2 nuts right there. And then you come up here to this door and you got 3 nuts, 4 nuts. If we went over to the other side, we'd have a total of 8 nuts. So now we have 8 nuts just hanging out in our hand. We don't want nuts in our hand. And we don't want to put nuts in a Ziploc bag. If you put them in the center console, you're bound to lose them. They're gonna go away. You know you'll lose one. So Jeep took care of that. They're thinking ahead for you. Right here, you'll see you've got door hinge bolts right there. Then you've got roof bolts and windshield bolts. Oh, there's the charger. Yes. You can just plug it right into the wall. In case you'd like to know how long it takes to charge said Jeep, 2.5 hours to charge it back up. Anyway, back to that. Let's look at the windshield. Can you really still take the windshield down? Well, you certainly can. I'll be damned. I don't even think you'd have to take the cowl panel off. You definitely have to pop those off. But anyway, okay. Let's go ahead and keep on going through the Jeep. Now this is a Sahara trim level. I wonder if you can get the 4xe in a lower trim level. I would imagine you can. As far as luxury, like I was saying, if luxury is something that you're into, this is not going to work for you. You're going to have a lot of hard plastic. There's a little squishy squish. Remember, these are designed to hose out. You could literally take this Baja and four-wheeling all of that, get mud slung all over, and then take it to the car wash and pressure wash it. The thought of that terrifies me, but it's designed to do that. So I guess I should shut up. All right, we got map pockets on the back of both of the seats. Look right here. There's still going to be passengers in the back. They need to be comfortable. Jeep puts some vents back there. There's your window switches. You got a power outlet, USBs, USB-Cs, auxiliary cords, all of that to charge up any device you could possibly have. 2 cup holders goings on right there. The old seat, it just folds up just like that. It is not a flat floor, so cargo area is going to kind of be tilted. I didn't see that 12-volt charger back there. One thing I'd like to tell you about, when you take the top and the doors off of Jeeps, that is Jeep's sound bar. That's where your speakers and your lights are. A little something totally different. The sound bar in Broncos, Bronco mounts their speakers on the back. So you have a complete open headliner in a Jeep or in a Bronco, and then the sound bar right here is kind of dividing front and back passengers. So there's that. The newer one, this is a little bit different of an interior as opposed to the 2025. There's a little denim thing going on right here and a little bit bigger screen. So there is a little bit for that, but the rest of it's pretty much the same. We've got heated seats, a heated steering wheel right there. You've got a real, by God, manual e-brake right there. You actually reach in there and pull that sucker up. Sahara in the seats. We've got fog lights. Tops are very easily done. Just 4 little things. Pick them up, poop, pop, beep, pop, done. 0 to 60, 5.2 seconds. She tows 3,500 pounds. I wish somebody had that horn shoved up. No, I'm just kidding. 3,500 pounds. She weighs 5,100 pounds. She's hefty. 4xe Sahara. I'm digging it, dude. I feel kind of silly buying my V8 now. Get it right, but fast forward to 2025 and you don't need a V8 to build power anymore. See, the whole thing back in the 80s and the 90s was you needed V8s because the V6 only had, you know, V6s were putting out 120 horsepower and the 4-cylinders were putting out like 80 horsepower. Well, you've got 4-cylinders now putting out 300 horsepower. You've got hybrids putting out 1,000 horsepower. 700, 800, 1,000. So what I'm trying to say is, other than the sound, I'm not really digging on the V8 anymore. Now, reliability, I'm always going to give reliability to the V8. Over a long amount of time, the V8 just has to work. It doesn't have to work as hard to get on down the road. Like a big V8 going down the road at 80 miles an hour, like in my Challenger, it's loping along at like 1,900 RPM. Just chilling, just riding. It's not turning any RPM. It is totally wild to see the tach at 0 because we're in electric mode right now. You get 22 miles of full electric. Now, if we were to pour into the, watch this car pull right out. I mean, just right out. It's your road, baby. Yep, it's your road. This is all about you. What a jackass. We'll give him a little bit. It's 7:45 in the morning. Maybe he's not awake. Anyway, back to this. So we got a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo and not 1 but 2 electric engines. 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. That's the same amount of torque that the 6.4 392 makes. The 392 Wrangler, same amount of power as far as the torque. Now horsepower, it's down 95. So there's a big difference in horsepower. But torque, torque is low end, horsepower is high end. That's always kind of the way that you can do that. It wouldn't matter if we went off road. We're in a Wrangler, for God's sakes. Okay, we're still in full electric mode, but as soon as we pour on all the power, now that does make me feel sorry for the 4-cylinder, because as soon as I dip in here and we give it all the beans, that 4-cylinder is going to have to roar to life. I feel a little sorry for it. I'll get my hands out of the way so y'all can see it. Supposedly 0 to 60 is 5 seconds, about 5.2. We're going to find out right now. power there. It was starting to build up.